welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit that like button. So today we're here at Home Depot. I just wanted to kind of like run through some items that, you know, maybe you're looking for something for your significant other and they're into plants, or maybe you think they might be into plants. I thought it'd be really cool to just walk into a local Home Depot or even like a local Lowe's and just talk to you guys about a few things that would be some really good Christmas plants this year for your spouse. So come on, let's go see what they have. Okay, so I wanted to start off by showing you guys these little tiny Norfolk palms. They're really, really sweet and cute. It would be a great little Christmas gift for your significant other. They're actually really quite soft, so that's a plus because they look really sharp, but they are not. They got these cute little ornaments. And also these Xoxo cactuses, also known as, I think these are going to be your Thanksgiving cactus because they bloom right around now. And they are $13 and they're huge pots. They're like 6 or 8 inch pots. And I like finding the ones that still have the little baby blooms on them, the ones that haven't completely like blasted or just like completely bloomed. Yeah, these are, because that means that you still get to enjoy the blooms even whenever you get them. Also poinsettias, they're not my favorite cup of tea, but they're very easy maintenance. Just give them some water and some light. They droop whenever they're thirsty, so that's a plus. Always like when plants talk to me. And if you really wanted a hanging pot, there is an even, almost got my phone. There's even a larger size pot for $20. I would still, for me, I would pick the other pot. Even though there is a lot more cacti in these. Let me show you. Ooh, it's so heavy. There is a ton in here. However, I don't know. I just think that the other one is a better price. That's just me. It is really, really full though. And I just love a good hanging pot. Okay, and if you're shopping for somebody who is kind of already into plants, and if they haven't picked up a fiddly fig, now is definitely the time to do that because there are a lot of really good options. This one is $12. This one is $20 for a really good sized pot. This one isn't the happiest. I'm kind of concerned about, you know, those little black dots. But if you take your time and you look through them, like look at this leaf. That is speaking to me. It's the newest leaf on that one. But if you're looking for a plant for somebody who's already kind of like into plants, this would be something for them to try out, especially if they're trying to challenge themselves just a little bit, because fiddle leaves are a little bit more finicky, a little bit more fussy. So yeah, definitely a good option there. If you're in a bit of a pinch on like your money and you still want to get your friend a really nice plant, you can always come to this little section. They always have a ton of little plants for like $3 or $4. Really pretty begonia, some purple waffle, those are neat. Purple passion, super cute plant. Yeah, this is definitely going to be your price friendly area, as well as over here in your succulent area. I have one of these. Really pretty. Yeah, succulents you can't really go wrong with, especially if you have somebody who's kind of starting out. You just tell them that if they are trying to figure out when to water their succulents, just to wait for them to get squishy and a little bit wrinkly, and that's whenever they need to get watered. And over here there are some really beautiful orchids. You can always count on Lowe's or Home Depot to have some really gorgeous orchids that are already blooming. A lot of exposure right there. That's beautiful. Yeah, I've really gotten into orchids. They're only $15. They take okay care of them here. So, and then they get to, the blooms usually last several weeks. So at least it's something that they get to experience for a while. And even whenever the blooms do fall off, they still have a foliage. They still have foliage and they still have an actual plant. So it's not like whenever the blooms come off that you just throw it away. So, and there are even some options over here if you're looking for somebody who is a little bit more experienced in orchids. There's a ton of variety over in this section that doesn't have blooms on them already, and they're actually a little bit cheaper as well because you can get much larger size ones for a little bit cheaper. I shop from this section quite often. Also guys, if you're looking for things for your plant friend that literally has everything, or maybe a new plant friend who is really getting into plants and they need more like accessories, moisture meters are the way to go. This one is only $10. It definitely kind of like lets you know of when your plant needs to get watered and when it doesn't, because I feel like that's one of the most like that's like one of the major issues that we run into whenever we're becoming a planty people is we don't know when to water, or we're wanting to overparent our plants and water too much. And moisture meters are great in helping us figure out when to water and when to just put down the watering can and move on. Also, with that being said, you can never go wrong with getting them some extra moss, especially if they like propagating or anything like that. I've never used this moss. It's like $1 more expensive, or like 50 cents more expensive than the one that I normally buy. The one that I normally buy is this orchid moss. I really like it. I like the color to it. I think Clayton Ashley has used this one before, so I'm sure that it's fine. But this one is the one that I recommend because I've had the most experience with it, and it's only $5. Okay guys, and right over here we have a philodendron pearl marks, which is an absolutely great plant, especially for the plant beginner. This one is $13 for like an 8-inch pot. They aren't fussy at all. They're very happy. They don't require they don't require a lot out of you. They're not fussy. They just want to be watered whenever they start to droop a little bit, and they grow like crazy in LECA, and they are always putting out new growth. Since they're always putting out new growth, then your friend or significant other always has something to look forward to. A new leaf all the time is coming out of this plant. And you guys can never go wrong with like succulent arrangements. Make sure that whenever you're picking out a succulent arrangement, that you're not getting something that has something crazy in the middle of it. Like, you don't want a bunch of succulents and then a random pothos or philodendron to be put in there, because they're gonna be, they require different types of watering, and you want to put plants in there that need to have the same watering requirements. Like, I don't think that this croton should be in there, and with this guy. And also, just make sure you're watching the prices of succulent arrangements, because they can get pretty pricey really quick, especially like these larger size baskets. Okay, well, say that the person that you're shopping for, well, I'm so overexposed, isn't into house plants, but they kind of like plants, but they like plants that you can use for things other than just like looking at them. So in that case, basil plants. Basil plants smell so good, first of all, especially if your person likes Italian food. This like makes me think of Italian food so hardcore. It smells great, and you can use it in your cooking. Wait for it to get a bit bigger, give it a little snip here and there, and just let it grow, and it's very, very useful. Another one that I'm absolutely loving right now is a tomato plant, and it is the Cherokee Purple. I haven't gotten to taste any of these tomato plants, but I haven't got to taste any of the tomatoes that come from these guys, but I heard from Rachel over on Heart Shaped Leaves that these are like the best tomatoes to get your hands on, and I'm growing one right now, and it's quite large, and I would definitely recommend this to you guys because it's a very, very happy plant, very good tomatoes, so I've heard. And I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited about this. All right, so I wanted to be really thorough, so we're at a Lowe's, and I want to show you guys some options that they have in there. Okay guys, so it looks like this Lowe's has really restocked on their like trendy tropical section. So with that being said, Raven ZZs are what you need to get, especially if you have somebody who's very new to plants, or somebody who just doesn't really have the time or desire to put in a lot of effort with their plants. Raven ZZs will love you. They love everybody. They love just like tiny amounts of light, tiny amounts of water, and they grow in these really bright neon green shoots, and then they turn this like, it's almost black, deep dark green color. And they're just like, they're so cool, they're so beautiful. You can see the tips starting to turn right there. Sorry, don't look at my nails. They really need to be tamed. Also, begonias. Begonias can be a little fickle, only because they require a lot of moisture. They like to be watered often. But the good thing about begonias is that they show you signs of when they need to be rewatered, so they start to droop like this. So if you see a begonia that looks like that, that means it's really thirsty, and they usually perk up within just a few hours too. So that's something else to keep in mind. They have some really good options. Lowe's usually has some really good options as well with like cacti. I know that they have these really lame like fake flowers on there, but you can just literally just pluck them right off. And I think that they're like $5. This one looks really cool. And you can usually find some really cool ones. So that one's really neat back there. I've got a mini of my cacti from Lowe's and Home Depot. Lots of aloe vera. And you're definitely not even going to be spending an arm and a leg. This kalanchoe is so cute. It's so fuzzy. I think it's only like $4. Really beautiful. It's really calling my name too. I don't know, I might snag this for myself. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. Ooh, look at that. That is so cool. How much is this? I don't see a price on it. I can't imagine it's that expensive, but it looks really cool. I have a version of this already, but I don't have this exact same one. So they're super cute. Maybe I will get this for me for an early Christmas present. Cacti galore. Look at this really pretty blue torch. So cool. I'm getting so much better at filming you guys because I kept talking even though somebody walked by me. You guys should be so proud. Oh wow. $20 for this really cool looking agave. That is super beautiful. Oh, that's like a beautiful looking something that you could put on a t-shirt. That is so beautiful. Larger size cacti. This is about the size. Let's see what the price is. The price is only $10, so that's a really good price for that size of cactus. It's about the size of my palm. Lots of string of bananas for $10. Oh, even more strings of bananas. I haven't seen these in a while. It's really cool to see those in stock again. And there's some different types of poinsettias. So the way that these poinsettias turn red is that I do believe, do not quote me, but I believe that they grow like in the dark. And that's why they turn this really deep, dark red color. So that way whenever they start to grow out and about, like in your home and everything, they turn green, which is, you know, like the regular foliage, because they're out in the light again. Wow. Beautiful, gigantic burgundy. Okay, so you know how I was talking to you guys about like the succulent arrangements and making sure that you're getting plants that need like the same water and light requirements? This is a perfect example. Snake plants do not need to be watered anywhere near as much as a calathea. So this is a no-no. I mean, it's a really, really beautiful arrangement and it looks nice in thought, but it's just not practical. Lowe's also has tons of fiddle leaves. These are actually $21, which is just a few dollars higher than Home Depot. And they also have tons of Monstera Deliciosa. And when I was at the Home Depot earlier, they had nothing. And these are a little bit beat up. They've got a few good leaves, few good plants here and there. Oops. You could also take the time and try to browse really, really heavily through a section like this and hope and pray that you possibly find some sort of variegated monstera, because that would be ideal and super sick. And when I say sick, I mean sick in a good way. And some really cool allocation. Totally went blank there for a second. It's a really cool leaf. Hey guys, so inside every Lowe's they have their version of the, not clearance plants, even though they do have clearance plants, but they have the cheaper section, which is going to be kind of like similar items that we saw over at Home Depot. So I'm not going to go too in depth on what's here, but I did see these gigantic staghorns, which are $17, which honestly is a wonderful price. They are a freaking steal, because anytime you see a plant that's like put into something like this, some sort of hanging pot like this, it's always much more expensive. I don't know if those pads grow back, but if they do, this is such a great price for a plant. Like, that's kind of insane to me. I've never seen one at a Lowe's before, so I'm really excited to see that. They have more ZZs and a begonia. But let's see what else we can find. If your friend wants a little bit of pop of color, curtains are really cool. Golden pothos is everybody's best friend, because they just want to live, they just want to be happy, and they're going to treat you really, really good. Like, they're really, really happy plants. This is Harley G's like favorite plant, and she swears by it. I don't have one actually, which is kind of shocking. I have other pothos, just not a golden one. Also, I would pick Lowe's if you're looking for any cheap pots, because like this pot right here, $7, really cool. And they just have really cool, cute pots in general, and they have drainage holes in them. And sometimes I have a really hard time finding cheaper pots that are kind of small too. It's really a place for them. Okay guys, so there was a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of good options for your planty people that are out there, or people who are new to plants and new to being planty people. There's tons of things that Lowe's had to offer. I think judging both places, I would definitely opt for Lowe's. I think that there were several more options. That could also just be the Lowe's and the Home Depot that I chose to visit today. So there's that. But I hope that you guys learn some new things about different plants and things to look for, and some good options. But I will see you guys in the next one, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Fabrizio's also waving bye.